Hello, everyone, and welcome back to MS Dina English. I'm so happy you're here with us today. Whether you are relaxing at home, driving to work, taking a walk, or enjoying a quiet moment with a cup of coffee, thank you for choosing to spend this time learning English with us.
And I'm Tom. It's wonderful to have you listening from different parts of the world. Every episode is a chance for us to learn together through real conversations, natural English, and useful vocabulary that you can actually use in daily life.
Today, we have a topic that almost every English learner needs because these expressions appear everywhere. You hear them in conversations, movies, TV shows, podcasts, and even at work.
That's right. Today, we're talking about everyday English expressions. These are short phrases that native speakers use naturally. Sometimes the words seem simple, but the meaning is not always obvious.
If you have ever understood every single word in a sentence, but still wondered what the speaker really meant, then today's episode is for you.
We'll explain everything slowly and clearly. Our conversation is designed for B1 to B2 learners, so don't worry if you don't understand every word immediately.
Remember, language learning is not about being perfect. It is about becoming familiar with English little by little.
Exactly. Every time you hear an expression again, your brain understands it a little better.
Before we begin, we have a simple question for you.
Think about this while you listen. Have you ever heard an English expression that confused you at first, but later became easy to understand?
Maybe you smiled because you finally understood it.
Or maybe you still remember the first time someone used it in a conversation.
Experiences like these happen to every language learner.
Even native speakers sometimes hear expressions they have never heard before because language is always changing.
That's one reason English is so interesting. There is always something new to discover.
But don't worry, today we're focusing on expressions that people use very often in everyday situations.
Let's start with one that you will probably hear almost every day.
The expression is no worries,
At first, this may sound strange because it talks about worries.
but the meaning is actually very simple. People use no worries instead of saying it's okay, don't worry about it, or that's completely fine.
Imagine your friend arrives 5 minutes late and says, "Sorry, I'm late."
You can simply smile and answer, no worries.
It sounds relaxed, friendly, and natural.
Here's another example.
"I forgot to bring your notebook today. I'm really sorry."
No worries, you can bring it tomorrow.
See? Nobody is talking about being worried anymore. It simply means everything is fine.
Let's try another expression that learners often hear.
Sounds good.
This one is extremely common.
Suppose your coworker says, "Let's meet at 3 o'clock."
You can answer, sounds good.
Or your friend says, "How about pizza tonight?"
Sounds good.
It simply means, "I agree," or "That is a good idea."
Notice that native speakers often use these short expressions because conversations move quickly.
Long sentences are not always necessary.
In fact, using short, natural expressions often makes your English sound more fluent.
Let's imagine another conversation.
Tom, do you want to practice English together tomorrow morning?
Sounds good. What time?
Around 10.
That works for me.
Great. We just used another useful expression.
Yes, that works for me.
This expression means the time, plan, or suggestion is acceptable for you.
Someone asks, "Can we meet at 6?"
You answer, that works for me.
It sounds much more natural than always saying, "Yes, I agree."
Native speakers enjoy variety, and these small expressions help conversations feel smoother.
Here's another expression that many learners misunderstand.
Hang on.
Literally, the words might make you think about holding on to something.
But most of the time, it simply means, wait a moment.
Imagine you're looking for your keys.
Your friend says, are you ready?
You answer, "Hang on, I can't find my keys."
Or you're talking on the phone.
Someone asks you a question.
You say, hang on, let me check.
It only takes a second to say, but you'll hear it everywhere.
Another expression is, give me a second.
This doesn't mean exactly 1 second.
Usually, it simply means, please wait a short time.
English speakers often use numbers in relaxed ways.
If someone says, give me a minute, they may actually need 3 or 4 minutes.
Nobody expects you to count 60 seconds exactly.
Language is often flexible like that.
Let's practice.
Dina, can you send me that document?
Sure, give me a second.
Perfect. Very natural.
Now let's look at another expression.
Take your time.
Learners sometimes think this means they should literally take time somewhere.
But it actually means don't hurry.
Imagine someone is choosing food at a restaurant.
The waiter might smile and say, take your time.
Or your friend is packing before a trip.
You say, take your time, we're not leaving yet.
It helps people feel relaxed instead of rushed.
Speaking of relaxing, have you noticed that native speakers often try to make conversations comfortable?
Yes, they often choose expressions that reduce pressure.
Instead of saying, be faster, they might say, no rush.
That's another excellent expression.
No rush means there is no need to hurry.
Can you finish the report today?
I'll try.
No rush. Tomorrow is fine too.
Doesn't that sound much friendlier?
It certainly does.
Let's compare.
Hurry up.
That feels much stronger.
But no rush creates a calm feeling instead.
These little differences are important because they affect the mood of a conversation.
Here's another expression you'll hear very often.
Fair enough.
This one is interesting.
It means you understand someone's reason even if you don't completely agree.
Imagine your friend says, I'm staying home tonight because I'm tired.
You might answer, fair enough.
You're saying their reason makes sense.
You're showing understanding rather than arguing.
That makes conversations more respectful.
Now let's have a little fun.
Tom, do you want to wake up tomorrow at 5 in the morning and go for a 10-kilometer run?
I think I'll sleep instead.
Fair enough.
Thank you for understanding. I think my pillow has already made better plans for me.
It's interesting how these small expressions can completely change the feeling of a conversation. The words themselves are simple, but the way people use them makes English sound much more natural.
I agree. Many learners spend years studying grammar, but they don't always learn these everyday expressions. Then, when they speak with native speakers, the conversation feels much faster than expected.
That's because people rarely speak exactly like a textbook.
They shorten sentences, use common expressions, and expect the listener to understand the situation.
Let's look at another expression you'll hear almost everywhere.
I'm just kidding.
This expression is useful after making a joke.
Imagine I say, Dina, I ate all of your chocolate.
I'd probably be a little surprised.
Then I smile and say, I'm just kidding.
Now you know I wasn't serious.
It helps avoid misunderstandings.
Humor is different in every culture, so this expression is very helpful.
Sometimes people also shorten it to just kidding.
Here's another common one.
You never know.
This expression means that the future is uncertain.
For example, someone says, do you think I'll ever visit New York?
You could answer, you never know.
You're saying that anything is possible.
Maybe it happens next year.
Maybe in 5 years.
Nobody knows.
Exactly. That's why this expression is so useful.
Let's continue with another phrase.
It's up to you.
This one means the other person can make the decision.
Imagine we're choosing a restaurant.
Tom asks, Italian food or Japanese food?
I say, it's up to you.
Now Tom knows he can choose.
It sounds polite and relaxed.
Compare it with saying, I don't care.
Sometimes I don't care can sound a little cold.
But it's up to you sounds much friendlier.
Small differences like this are important in real conversations.
Here's another expression.
Let's call it a day.
This has nothing to do with making a phone call.
Exactly. It means we should stop working because we've done enough.
Imagine you've been studying English for 2 hours.
Your friend says, let's call it a day.
That means it's time to finish.
Maybe you'll continue tomorrow.
Here's another situation.
We've cleaned the kitchen, washed the dishes, and organized everything.
Great, let's call it a day.
Doesn't that sound natural?
Very natural.
Now I'd like to talk about an expression that learners often hear in offices.
I'm on it.
This means you're already working on something.
Your manager says, can you send that email?
You answer, I'm on it.
You don't mean you're standing on the email.
Definitely not. It simply means you're taking care of it.
It's short, confident, and professional.
Here's another expression that sounds interesting.
That makes sense.
People use this when they understand an explanation.
Suppose someone says, "The train was late because of heavy rain."
You reply, "That makes sense."
You're saying the explanation is logical.
It shows you're following the conversation.
Native speakers say this very often during discussions.
It keeps the conversation moving naturally.
Another expression you'll hear everywhere is "no problem."
This is similar to "no worries."
Imagine someone thanks you for holding the door.
You smile and answer, "No problem."
Or your coworker says, "Thanks for helping me."
No problem.
It's a friendly response that tells the other person you were happy to help.
Let's compare several responses.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
All of them are correct, but they create slightly different feelings.
You're welcome sounds a little more formal.
While no problem and no worries sound more casual.
Understanding these differences helps your English sound more natural.
Now let's imagine we're spending the day together.
Good idea.
We meet at a cafe.
I arrive first and save you a seat.
I walk in and say, "Sorry, I'm a little late."
No worries.
Then I ask, "Would you like some coffee?"
Sounds good.
I look at the menu for a long time.
Take your time.
After ordering, I remember I forgot my wallet in my bag.
Hang on.
I finally find it.
That works for me.
Wait a second, I don't think that expression fits here.
You're right. I used the wrong expression on purpose.
That's actually a good lesson.
Yes, learning expressions isn't only about memorizing them. You also need to know when they fit the situation.
Context is extremely important.
The more conversations you hear, the easier this becomes.
That's one reason podcasts are so useful.
You don't only learn vocabulary.
You also hear rhythm, pronunciation, natural pauses, and expressions in real situations.
After enough listening, these phrases begin to feel familiar instead of surprising.
Then, one day, you'll notice something interesting.
You'll start using them without translating first.
That's a wonderful feeling because it means English is becoming more natural in your mind.
It doesn't happen overnight.
But it happens through consistent listening and practice.
And every small conversation helps you become a little more confident.
Before we finish today's discussion, let's introduce a few more expressions that are short but extremely common.
One of them is "go for it."
People say this when they want to encourage someone.
If your friend says, "I'm thinking about applying for a new job,"
You can smile and say, "Go for it."
it means, "I think you should try."
Another useful one is, "Why not?"
Someone asks, "Do you want to watch a movie tonight?"
You answer, "Why not?"
It's another relaxed way to say yes.
These little expressions may seem small, but together they make everyday English sound friendly, confident, and natural.
And that's exactly the kind of English we want to help you build.
We have been exploring many everyday English expressions, and now we are going to look at some more phrases that can make your conversations smoother and more natural.
Yes, these expressions are not difficult, but they are powerful because they help you connect with people more easily.
The first expression we want to talk about is "I see."
This is one of the most common expressions in English conversations.
Some learners think it only means looking at something with your eyes.
But in conversations, I see usually means I understand.
For example, your friend says, "I can't come tonight because I have to work late."
You can answer, I see.
You're showing that you understand the situation.
It doesn't always mean you agree, but it shows that you are listening.
Good communication is not only about speaking, it is also about showing people that you understand them.
Exactly.
Another useful expression is "it depends."
This is a great phrase when the answer is not simple.
For example, someone asks, "Is English difficult?"
You could say, it depends.
Because it depends on your practice, your motivation, and your learning style.
Another example.
Someone asks, "Is traveling expensive?"
You can say, it depends. Some places are expensive, but others are affordable.
This expression helps you give a more thoughtful answer. It shows that you are considering different possibilities.
Now, let's talk about an expression people often use when they are surprised.
"You're kidding."
This means, I can't believe that, or, are you serious?
Imagine your friend says, "I met a famous actor yesterday."
You might say, you're kidding.
You don't mean they are definitely lying. You are simply showing surprise.
Another similar expression is no way.
This is also used when something is surprising.
For example, I won a competition yesterday.
No way! That's amazing!
These expressions add emotion to conversations.
Without them, conversations can sometimes sound too flat.
English is not only about correct grammar, it is also about expressing feelings.
Let's look at another everyday expression.
By the way,
This phrase is used when you want to add another piece of information.
imagine you're talking about work.
Then you suddenly remember something.
You say, by the way, did you receive my email?
It is a natural way to change the subject slightly.
People use it all the time.
Another expression is for example.
This one may seem simple, but it is extremely useful.
It helps you introduce an example to explain your idea.
If you say, there are many ways to improve English,
Then you can continue. For example, you can listen to podcasts.
clear examples make communication easier.
Now, let's talk about expressions for agreeing with someone.
One common phrase is exactly.
When someone says something that you completely agree with, you can say, exactly.
For example,
I think listening every day is one of the best ways to improve English.
exactly. Regular practice makes a big difference.
Another one is, that's true.
This means you believe something is correct.
For example, learning a language takes time. That's true.
These short responses make conversations feel more natural.
Now let's talk about expressions used when you don't understand something.
This is very important because every learner experiences confusion sometimes.
One useful phrase is, could you say that again?
This is a polite way to ask someone to repeat.
Another one is, what do you mean?
This asks someone to explain their idea.
And you can also say, I'm not sure I understand.
These phrases are much better than staying silent when you are confused.
Asking questions is a sign of good communication.
It shows that you want to understand.
Let's imagine a workplace conversation.
Your manager says, "We need to improve customer satisfaction this month."
You understand some of the words, but you are not completely sure.
You say, "I'm not sure I understand. Could you explain that?"
That is professional and respectful.
Good English speakers are not people who know every word.
They are people who know how to continue a conversation.
That's a very important idea.
Now let's review some of the expressions from today's episode.
We started with no worries, which means everything is okay.
We learned sounds good, which means you agree with a suggestion.
We talked about that works for me, which means a plan is acceptable.
We learned hang on and give me a second, which both mean wait briefly.
We talked about take your time, which means don't hurry.
We learned no rush, which tells someone they don't need to hurry.
We also discussed fair enough, which shows that you understand someone's reason.
I'm on it means you're taking care of something.
That makes sense means you understand and think something is logical.
Go for it is used to encourage someone.
I see shows understanding.
It depends is useful when the answer changes according to the situation.
And, by the way, helps you introduce extra information.
Now we want you to practice.
Choose 3 expressions from today's episode and create your own sentences.
For example, you can write, my friend invited me to a party, and I said, sounds good.
Or, someone explained a difficult idea, and I said, that makes sense.
Connecting expressions to your own life helps your brain remember them better.
Don't just memorize, use them.
Try using one new expression in a real conversation this week.
Even one small change can make your English sound more natural.
Remember, fluent speakers are not always using difficult words.
Many times they're using simple words in the right way.
These everyday expressions are like small tools.
The more you use them, the easier communication becomes.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today on Miss Dina English.
We hope this episode helped you understand everyday English expressions and feel more confident using them.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Because every conversation is a chance to improve. See you in the next episode.